The game plan for today is to use the extra spar cap strip where I messed up the drilling locations. I'm going to cut it right here, and I'm going to use this portion as a rivet hole guide. Per the plans, rivets are 1.021 inches apart. That's going to look like is something like that down the whole length. So yeah, I'm going to mark those, drill them, then start marking where they are on the actual spar, center punching, and drilling. I need to make sure to not drill the aileron and flap hinge locations per the plans. First things first is to mark all the rivet locations. So I'm gonna measure the center point of the cap strip. Gonna cut off the excess right here, and I might find a use for this later down the line. Center punch, drill, and we'll see if everything lines up with this attachment and center point over there. Okay, I'm gonna drill 1/8 inch holes along this guide that I made. The final plans, the holes that will have to get drilled eventually into the spar cap, the spar web, are number 21 size holes. So it's a number 21 drill bit, which comes out to 0.1590 inches. So I'll have to go and get some of those before I do the final drills. But I can start with 1/8 and then resize to the larger size when I'm ready to do that. Guy is made. Let's see if it lines up. So I went ahead and marked all the rivet locations off camera because it's a little boring. Okay, station A, flap, station B, flap, station C, flap, station D, aileron, and station E, aileron. And same thing on the left wing. Next up, we're going to center punch the rivet holes and start drilling. Oh my goodness. These little holes, these markings for all the rivets broke down. Hold the camera straight. Broke down, and I bought myself a rivet fan. So let's see if I can do this one-handed. So this is 20 holes, and it can evenly space out all the holes I need to make, at least 20 at a time. So right now it's in its lowest, most compressed form. This is 3/4 inch spacing. This is 1 inch spacing, 1 1/4, and 1 1/2. So I'm gonna redo all these markings with this, which means I have to get rid of the original markings. I'm just gonna use a really fine sandpaper to do so. Then I'll mark them again, and we'll be ready to start center punching and drilling. In order to get the spacing for my fan correct, I'm using the full-size plans 7B. I'm going to line up these holes with that spacing. Oh my goodness, so much better. So much better. They line up vertically. At the stations, they line up. That's huge. Now for the next swing. Boom, marked. And this time it's actually accurate. All right. Start grilling. Grilling. I'm hungry. I'm gonna start drilling on Wednesday. Before we get started on drilling the rivet locations, I'm going to mark, or at least attempt to mark, where the ribs are supposed to go. A little difficult to make out from the plans. Like these are, let's see if I zoom in. These are spacers, right? It doesn't call out the ribs, unless those are the ribs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. It's pretty much every space. Well, that was my epiphany on camera. Everywhere there's pretty much a spacer, there is a nose rib. I'll mark it. All right, rib. I'll mark a rib here. 0.032. Let's see. Rib. Rib. Messed up measuring 3 times. I don't know why. I thought plans call for, 12 1/4 inches between the ribs starting after the third rib. So 1, 2, 3, and then 12 1/4. For some reason I measured that there, this there. It's all even, it all lines up now. Rib locations. We're gonna center punch and drill. But first I need to feed my dog. But this time we're gonna start on the right wing, because I do my first things on the left wing. Center punch just broke. The C-clip here just broke off. So alright, we're gonna have to pause on the center punching because my handheld center punches aren't really working, and that is what's left of the auto punch. See if there's some at Lowe's. I can also pick up some more of these little screws to hold things together as I'm drilling. I got my new center punch. It is adjustable. The compressor's running, so sorry about that. It is adjustable in terms of the impact strength. And it's a little bit more ergonomic with this red thing. I'll put a link in the description below. The cap strip holes have been center punched. Let's check the plan, see what's next. Now it's time to drill 1/8 inch holes for the cap strips. I'm going to level this up on top of the table so that's in line with my drill press, and I'll start sliding it along as I get through each hole. I'm also going to clamp these in place. You know, there's a little bit of wiggle room right here, making sure that the gap is consistent between the two. So make sure that the gap is consistent between the two. This is my guide, and we'll make sure that that is evenly spaced along the center line. First hole, boom. I'm gonna secure these areas with more of these nuts because the clecos aren't long enough for that amount of metal. So going through what, almost in 3/4 of an inch of aluminum. Clecos aren't gonna cut it. Before I do any more, I'm going to do some center spots and clamp everything together. press is pretty hot, so I'm going to give it a rest, pick this back up tomorrow. I actually finished up the rest of the 1/8 inch holes off camera just because I wanted to get it done. It's a lot of repetitive motion. I'm gonna move the left spar off to the side, start working on the right. This will be my drilling table for now. Just it's easier with the extension cord to put it here, and yeah, we'll get to town on the right wing after I do a little cleaning. Holes are drilled. Get me sweaty today because I just got back from a run. I also just got my expensive drill bits, number 21, which is the appropriate size for a -5 rivet. The designation of which is MS 20470-85. As in Alpha Delta 5. Each one of those rivets vary in length depending on how many cap strips are layered up on top of each other. I actually just got this, which is a rivet space guide. And so my rivet, before being set, needs to line up with that bottom left-hand corner. Right now I'm going to drill the number 21 size holes so that we can prep for that. going to start drilling the rib locations. We're holding everything together. So these have all been drilled to the 21, number 21 size. You still have 1/8. So I'll do these one at a time. Now time to repeat that whole process on the other wing, but I'll spare you guys that. Oh boy, I'm tired. I'm tired. All the holes on both sides drilled to the number 21 hole size for the rivets that I need for this, the MS20 470 maybe 5, whatever the code is. I need to look at the manual and see what steps are next. I need to make some of the rib stiffeners. So for the ribs, there's these little angled pieces that go in between the lightning holes. I need to make those. I need to make the spacer bars that fit in between this and drill those. So I'll probably break that up into a couple videos. But those will be in the next episode. So that's it for this episode. See you on the next one. And thanks for following along on this journey.